Sounds like you dated.
I'm so sorry.
You were dating a guy who was in jail, though. Is that?
Yeah, he was in jail. Yes.
Did you conjugal visit?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay.
No, I got letters.
Okay. Wait, hold on. Let me read it, and you can give more details.
Okay, go for it.
My exes and I first day hanging out again. After no contact for months, post-breakup, he got arrested, and I almost did too because of him. He wrote me love letters and called me every day out of jail. It was honestly the happiest I've ever been because of all the romanticizing I was doing in my head with no concept of reality. What was he arrested for?
Vandalism and a shooting. He didn't do the shooting.
What? A shooting?
I mean, I don't
Wait.
want to talk about his business, like in that aspect of it,
Like,
but the reason I wrote that.
Was this gang affiliated?
It was, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't with the greatest people, okay?
Alright, scoot over here.
Anyways.
Good times.
Yeah.
So, to be clear, I'll state it again.
Okay.
While you're, I guess, was it an on-again, off-again relationship?
Yeah, this was the on and off again
Okay.
when I mentioned at the beginning.
Sure. While being in an on-again, off-again relationship with a gang-affiliated man.
Okay, I thought
who
I was in love, okay?
Currently in jail.
Yeah.
You state it was the happiest you've ever been.
And so I say that because he wasn't physically there. It was all in my head. I was getting love letters from him, and I'm like, oh my God, it's meant to be. It's meant to be. So I was so happy because of what I thought it was. But then he
Okay.
gets released, and then it all goes downhill.
I see.
Yes.
So the happiest you've ever been was when your
Like in a
boyfriend
relationship-wise, yeah.
was in prison.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Can I ask your age? Because you're 18 and he was in jail for 2 years.
No. He was in jail for 2 years.
No.
No, we were like on and off for 2
For
years.
2 years.
Yeah.
So you were 16.
We met at 16, yes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
He's 1 year older
Okay.
than me.
So he's in juvie.
Has anybody
No,
else
not
here
right now.
dated
He's
a
released.
criminal?
So I dated a guy.
Let's hear. Oh, she's got stories ready to go.
I actually said this on Michael Sertain's podcast.
Okay.
I dated a guy who spent, and I was 17 at the time, so I would, like, now at this point in life, I would never. But I dated a guy who spent 10 years in prison. And yeah, he committed murder.
Oh my goodness!
But it was self-defense. This guy, yeah, he was hardcore gangster. He had tattoos all over his face, all over like his entire body. Yeah, so.
I feel that one.
Wait, can I have you scoot your mic? He was like, that way, close. Yep, perfect. If you guys can just try to avoid not to. So, what you said he was gang affiliated?
Yes.
What
Yeah.
gang was he?
I don't really want to say.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that.
But- I don't
which
wanna say-
racial group?
He was Latino.
Okay.
He's from Mexico. I'll just
Okay.
leave it at that.
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll leave it
But
there.
I was a teenager, and I was with him for about 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
And
it was interesting. It was a little bit of a scary breakup, but it's like
I feel you on that
You want to get
one.
with the gangster at like one point in time because you're like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, I feel safe, I feel protected, and then it's
Yeah.
like, okay, when you want to leave, you really can't.
Yeah, but then in my
can't go.
situation, I didn't know that he was involved in all this at first, so I guess I could kind of relate it. Like, he wasn't open about it at first, so if I wasn't open about my OnlyFans at first, like, something similar could happen. Like, the relationship could fall apart for, like, lying. And that's one of the
Right.
reasons we fell apart, because he wasn't honest with me from the jump.
Going back to you, was there any other guys that you dated that were like bad boys or?
No, never.
Just-
After
just
that,
the one.
it was like, yeah. I
Just
got
the
out
one.
of my system when I was a teenager.
How-
and I
how
was
old
like,
were you?
never again. I was 17 at the time.
17 at the
Yeah.
time. Okay. How long did you date him for?
2 years.
Did you ever visit him when he was in prison or?
No, so I met him when he got out of prison.
Oh,
but he had
yeah.
already spent 10 years in prison.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, and
so he was on parole or?
No, he was finished.
totally-
He was all done. Yeah.
Okay,
He
I
was,
see.
He was a good boy after that. Kind
What about you? Any bad boys? Any
Yeah, my ex.
criminals? Yeah.
So
was this back in?
I-
was this here or in?
No, it was
Slovakia?
back then in Slovakia. I was
Slovakia.
16 years old.
Okay.
And we were together like 1 year. And then he go to the jail because of vandalism also. And I have to figure out my papers to go to visit him.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to go visit him, and once I do the hand job because in a jail in Slovakia there's no
That's awesome.
there's no prison like here that you can be behind the table with the person who is in the jail.
I see. Okay.
So it was under the table. It was easy.
Under the table.
Yeah.
Okay. And was that just a one-time thing, or would you go every Thursday?
No, it was few times because I was in love. I was young. I was 16, so.
But what was that, like a one-time hand job occurrence, or like would it every Thursday he gets a hand
No, it
job?
was every week.
Hand job Mondays.
It was every Saturday.
Every Saturday.
Yeah, but it was like for
weekly
4
treat.
months maybe, or maybe less. I don't know now.
Okay.
Because it was
Under the table?
Yeah.
I hope they cleaned under
Would
that
you like
table.
just go slow, or like were you moving your hand fast? Like how are you like?
I don't know.
Show us how.
It was just always. It was quick always.
Watch out, Saint. That's a long reach, though. I don't know.
I'm black.
Oh,
I don't get it.
nice.
Don't find out.
I was young and I was crazy. I enjoyed it,
Oh, were you also? Did you also go to get in some trouble?
Me?
Yeah. Were you also? Did you ever go to jail
No.
in Slovakia?
No, never.
Okay. Okay.
Just
what
to
about,
visit.
what about you?
I dated a guy that did 10 years for stabbing the person that his partner was cheating on him with. He caught them cheating.
That's very
And
inconsiderate.
he went into like a blind rage
jerk.
and blacked out, but he stabbed the person, so he went to jail for that.
I do not respect that.
And so you dated him.
After, when he got out.
He got out.
Yeah.
Okay. Was he on parole or probation or anything like that? Or
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. But he actually was a really sweet person.
Yeah.
And
minus
like,
the whole stabbing.
When-
Minus the whole,
Sounds like it.
But when I realized that like he was capable of going into like a blind rage and like hurting someone that badly,
yeah.
I was like,
An
maybe
innocent
this
person.
isn't like super great.
Yeah. Okay. What
Yeah.
about you?
Any crazy dating? What are we talking about? I went to
Thug
the
dating.
Have you ever dated a guy who's like a criminal, somebody who's been to prison or jail, or?
I dated like a bottom shelf like weed dealer, pushing out like 4 dime bags a week, and then he like worked at
Okay.
like a pizza joint, and he had like a 2-year-old, and I was like, yo, this is my motherfucking soulmate, and then he was not my soulmate.
No, just
You missed it, Nick. Sorry, go. Nick, you missed it.
flat out no. I have not dated anybody who's been in jail.
Okay. Oh, you. Yep.
Wait,
we
yeah, I
started
told
with.
my story, yeah.
What about you? Any criminals in the ballet world, maybe?
Fortunately, no, but
Oh, actually, I want to talk about.
JK.
Would you date a criminal?
no, never.
Now, I don't want to say criminal. Someone who's been to jail.
It depends what they've been in jail for, but
Okay, fair
no, that would no.
Fair enough.
Isabella, what about if you were, or well, the question is, did you in the past ever date?
No, I did not.
Okay.
I do have a question for you though. Do you find men who do ballet attractive? Because I feel like if a man dances, it's very gay.